What's every?
What's everybody doing?
What's every?
on this spooky night.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Happy Halloween! Ooh. So it is Thursday. It's Halloween. One of the scariest days of the year. So I want to ask you guys.
That and taxes day.
Oh, tax refund?
No, that's happy.
That's a good day.
Friday the 13th.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that happens multiple times. Doesn't it? Because you know. Well, because it's good. So that's it. That's
Okay.
Alright.
So
You
no,
just stared at me.
Dun, 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 dun.
who's excited about Halloween? Do you have any plans or anything?
I work. Oh, I'm off actually. I'm off.
He's just so used to saying I work.
I've been having to say that since I was like 12. I'm just kidding. No, I'm off, but I don't have any plans. No, I don't.
Nay.
Halloween was this weekend.
Oh, so you already took them trick or treating and everything, or?
I don't think they have it. They had it this weekend. Trick or treating was this weekend. This
I know
past
they had
Saturday.
it like in Midland, in Big Spring. They had like those safe spots where you can go and everything, where you can take your kids.
Mm-hmm.
But so back when you were younger, what was your favorite Halloween memory? What was that one memory that just stuck out? Like for me, okay, so for me back when I was younger, okay, I remember you know Highland, right? You know the neighborhood Highland, Big Spring. If you live in Highland and Big Spring, that means you made it.
Yep,
Okay,
you made it.
You made it in life. Okay, so one of the places we went to, we had to go up to like this big huge driveway. It was huge. It was like going up a hill. It was like, oh my
I know
gosh.
exactly what house you're talking about. Which is
Okay,
so funny.
I don't know whose it is, but we go to the front door. We say trick or treat, and I'm like 20 at this time. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know what's so funny? Before you go to the story, is I have an exact story about this house. So if it's the exact same story, it's gonna be so funny. But anyways, continue.
Okay, so what's funny about it is they had worms and eyeballs. Right? It was eyeballs. It was obviously chocolate wrapped in a wrapper that was an eyeball, but it was real worms. I swear it was real. It was real because they were moving. I was like, oh my gosh! I swear. I don't know if I imagine it.
You were
But it was-
20s.
Okay, so yeah, that's one of my best memories. What about y'all?
So I have, speaking of that same house, it's just super funny, right? This is just a funny story because that's what it reminded me of. Me and my older brother, right, we were going trick-or-treating, right, and my parents took us to this house. You have to walk up this driveway, and we get there, and there's a lady sitting in a chair, right? And to her left, she has like a tub, and she says, you can reach in this tub, you can get whatever you want, right? And, you know, it was so cool. You know, we had no idea what it was because you reached into like, I don't remember, like cotton or something where you couldn't really see what it was, okay? Or to your right, we're giving away these little bitty gold tokens, right? And so my brother goes first. He goes, I don't want a gold token. So he reaches his hand and pulls out. I don't even remember what it pulls out. But then so I copy my older brother, obviously, because, you know, he's my older brother. So I reach in and I pull like a Hot Wheel or something like that. We walk down. My mom was like, why did y'all get the coins? We're like, those are boring. She's like, those were dollar coins. We're like, no. Yeah, so that's what I remember. It's funny. But we just really went trick-or-treating, you know, around town, so we didn't really do anything big. I remember a couple times going to my grandparents' house. So what I do love about Halloween, and I haven't had one in so long, but they would do the popcorn balls, right?
Oh,
I love
yeah.
those, dude. Those are like my favorite thing to eat.
That's so funny. I just called my mom yesterday, and
Right?
I was like, "What are you doing?" Making popcorn balls.
Yes, I freaking love those because I don't really like candy. Like candy's like never been my big deal, but I loved going and getting those. We'd go like HEB and they would give those away and those little things. So yeah, and we just did a few. What was it, last year or a couple years ago? We went to go Six Flags. I've always wanted to go to Six Flags
Fright
during
Fest.
Halloween and do Fright Fest because I heard it's so cool. So we were able to kind of do that a couple years ago. We dressed up. I went as Clark Kent. Nay went as Wonder Woman. And Devin, weirdly, around the time went as Bill Cosby. It was super weird.
Oh my gosh!
I'll put the picture up on the screen right now. So if you guys are watching YouTube, it'll be the picture on the screen. But
For what I was not Bill Cosby.
and it was super cool because that was the time they were having that like some kind of festival in our hotel,
Oh yeah,
and
Oh,
we saw a bunch of
yeah.
famous people. We were in a whole like an elevator. We didn't know who he was, but he was like talking to us, and we get out of the elevator and we go into this room and it had just famous people, and he goes behind one of the booths, and we're like, we were just in the elevator with so many famous. But it was like people from old shows, like
Right.
the old original Addams Family,
The small guy,
the small guy, and the tall
Oh,
guy.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
We were both there, so it was super cool. You know, because it was so random. We didn't plan like to do that. That wasn't our thing, but we kind of walked around. It was cool. So that was a pretty cool memory.
And we didn't know if we were supposed to or not, but we
We
went
walked
through
through
Yeah,
it.
we figured it'd be like paid a pass, but yeah, we just walked through and just saw all these famous people. Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Did you ever watch the movie Candyman?
No,
I don't think I did either, actually.
The guy, the actor who was Candyman, he was there. So it was very famous horror movie. So that's what I was asking. Yeah, he was there.
so you guys, do either one of you have a famous story? a
I do, actually.
cool story to share. Naomi,
What
You got
happened to
this?
Nene?
Nene.
Nene.
We never called you
Someone wants to be
Nene.
called Nene.
Patrick calls me Nene the Nayer.
What?
Your name, your name is
I don't know what she's
Naomi.
talking about.
But
Like-
okay, all right,
like
Nene the
Mesa Lou?
Nayer.
Miss
I
Lou.
remember.
And Deb.
Yay!
Everyone has a
third.
cool nickname but me, man.
Oh,
I just
he
wanna-
always
wanna
says
say
that.
There's nothing cool about Mesa Lou. Let's get that
Mesa
out of the way.
Lou is so cool. Alright, anyway, sorry.
I just remember when we were small, we would hand out candy. So they would make us dress up, and then we would be handing out candy. So that's mostly what we did. And sometimes they would take us, but I don't really remember too much. They would make us hand out candy. And our house is kind of like spooky because it has a big yard. Like you have to like walk pretty far. So I guess that's why they made us hand out candy, because it was spooky. It was a spooky house.
Ooh.
And then other than that, my favorite memory is probably whenever we went to San Antonio. That was really fun. Dressing up and walking around. And then Maritza had a really cool Halloween party one year.
Yeah, I remember
And
you
we
went
got
there
to
too.
dress
I
right?
did go to that one.
Your
actually.
baseball,
That's
your
been-
famous baseball player.
That's
Uh-huh.
been years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's been a long
she
time
made
ago.
and she made all this like goodies.
Oh, I know the pretzel sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a lot from that night. I'll be honest with you.
Going back to the handing candy thing out, right? My parents would obviously buy candy and stuff, and my mom would go all out. She would buy like good like Reese's, and she would buy little big hugs. Remember the big hugs that you drink? They're like in a little barrel. and
Oh,
they would have
uh-huh.
fillings.
Yeah.
Yes,
Juices,
That's
yep.
what my mom would buy, right? And hardly anybody would go to our house, but she would still buy it, so we'd always be able to like jack
Get
the
the
rest whatever
leftovers.
was remaining.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That is so funny because recently we had a fall festival at the school, and your mom was in charge of the ring toss, and she had the juices on the thing.
Yep, those are the famous big hugs. Man.
And then she had like the little waters, and your dad was like, "Those are participation. So if they don't make it, they get the water."
Yeah. Mesa Lou, do you have a cool story?
God.
Oh, that name does not stick.
When we make T-shirts, it's gonna say Mesa Lou.
Oh gosh. Man, I've never been like huge on Halloween, but I as a kid I do remember dressing up one time as the guy on the NBA Street cover, the dude with the afro.
With the afro?
Uh-huh.
I do remember.
So at one point I had like the and one cut off basketball jersey, a huge afro, like the goatee, the warm ups, and people seemed to really like that outfit for some reason. People were like, "You look so cool." I remember that. And one of the things I remember was my little cousin, Brandon. He, so to kind of paint a picture, he's a scrawny white guy, just kind of, I can't even explain him at that point, but they dressed him up as Chucky. And he looked exactly like Chucky, and it was terrifying. He was scaring kids. Kids were crying because they were like, "Oh my God, Chucky! He's real!" And there's my aunt carrying him around like Chucky. But that was always one of the things my family always talks about. Is everyone's always like, "Oh, remember when Brandon was Chucky?" So like that, yeah, that was super cool.
This is a segment where if you're scared, please turn off the episode. Just kidding. Here's my scary story. It didn't happen on Halloween. It's just in general, right? Scary story time. Okay. So this actually just happened a few months ago. Right, I'm asleep, getting my beauty sleep as I do normally, and it's there's a storm outside, right? So it's thundering and lightning and Thor's out there like, right. Anyways, and so when lightning like strikes like my house, all my lights turn on because I have all the smart lights, so they just automatically click on, right? So I have to go on, turn them off, right? So anyways, lightning hit, so all my lights turn on, right? I'm asleep, right? So I open my eyes, right? And by my feet, I swear, I see this older lady. Okay, and she has a not a hoodie, but she has like a veil on, and it's a red veil covering the top of her head, and she's looking down. She has her hands like in a prayer motion, kind of, and she's looking down at him. But I can see her, right? The lights are on, and like I'm screaming at her. I'm like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Right? And she looks up, and I can see her. Like I remember her, her being like bone skinny, okay, having very thin eyes, and she looks up at me, and I'm still I scream probably like 5 or 6 times, "Who are you? Who are you?" And then she just disappears.
Oh my god.
I'm terrified being in this apartment right now, actually.
And it was so crazy because like I'm backing up as like I'm laying down on the bed, but I'm kind of backing up, scooting back because like I can see her. She's right by my feet, and it wasn't even like I went back to sleep. Like I immediately got up because like the lighting obviously turns my lights on, and my Keurig goes crazy too. It like turns off and on, off and on. So I have to go and unplug it and plug it back in. And then I walked to my living room to unplug my TVs. So like I immediately went, got up and like moved around. So. And granted, it could have been I was, completely asleep, and now I'm waking up, so it could have been I was in the middle of this wake up period, right? But it
Terrifying
was
dream.
still absolutely crazy to kind of see this older lady by my feet.
Did it feel like real, or like how did you feel at that moment?
It felt real, like it literally to the point that I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, like, "Who are you?" Like that's how real I thought it was. Like, and at no point did I think it was a dream until I got up and was like, okay. That was just a dream because, again, to play in other sides, I have all kinds of weird dreams, right? I've done backflips in my in my sleep. I've waken up literally midair and just fallen on my bed. I've gotten up and gotten completely dressed for work, so then I actually wake up and I'm completely already dressed. So I do things a lot. We went on the trip, the New York trip, remember?
Yeah.
Not too long ago, and I jumped out of bed and kind of stood up and was like looking at everybody, right? So that does happen to me. So. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I honestly, at the beginning, I thought it was real. Like, I thought she was actually there.
Man, that's scary. I don't know what I would do.
And what's super crazy, coincidentally, the next day we go, I don't know if it was the next day or a week later, but we go to Stanton for that sore heads thing, remember?
Trade days.
And you bought sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you buy? Like, what did they give you for free?
Oh, a scarf.
It was like a scarf, and it was what color?
Red?
It was a red scarf. I don't know, but I always thought that was just a creepy little coincidence
Yeah,
there.
that's creepy.
But yeah, so that's my scary story, guys. So one more time, from Correct Me If I'm Wrong, we wish you
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween. Whoa.